Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's another ACT question. And I'm loving this one right here, guys, because this one is very straightforward, okay? And so as we do this, remember, I like using the test-taking strategies. And so when you go through these problems, guys, don't forget to use those test-taking strategies. Remember, the booklet is yours. You can write all over the booklet. By the way, if you want to pause the video right now so you can work on this question and try to figure it out, that would be a good time to do it, guys. And as always, like and subscribe to this channel so that as I upload the questions, you can get them instantly to your cell phone or whatever. Yeah, most of you have cell phone. Anyways, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get it right into it. Now, the first thing I noticed about this one, guys, are those answer choices, okay? So essentially, we're multiplying two binomials. Now, some of you might be looking at these two binomials and you're like, oh my God, they look almost identical to each other, except the signs in the middle are different. You're absolutely right. And these type of binomials, guys, they have a specific name. Yeah, I know. They are called conjugates, okay? And because they're conjugates of each other, when you multiply, it makes it very easy to do so. You just have to multiply the first two terms and the last two terms. Yeah, seriously, guys. You just need to multiply the first two terms and the last two terms. You can only do that when the binomials are conjugates of each other. If they're not conjugates, you cannot do this, okay? So now let me go ahead and clear out some of this because I need to add some additional information. Now, guys, first thing I'm going to do is to eliminate some of these answer choices. And then I'm going to show you various methods to multiply two binomials, just in case, okay? So first, if I multiply 3x times 3x, guys, okay? That's going to give me a positive 9x squared. Look at that, right? So if my first term is going to be 9x squared, this one is 6x squared, this one is 6x squared, they cannot be the correct answer. So then, guys, essentially, we have three choices left. That increases our chances of getting this problem correct. And so now, remember what I told you about conjugates. When you multiply two conjugates, you just need to multiply the first two terms, which is what I just did. Now I am going to multiply the last two terms. Let me use a different color just in case, guys, okay? So here it comes. I'm going to multiply the negative 4y times the positive 4y squared. Oh, I just said 4y. Negative 4y squared times positive 4y squared. Now, guys, listen. You're multiplying 4 times 4. There's no way the answer can be this one. Additionally, you're multiplying a negative times a positive. That's definitely going to be a negative. So there's no way the answer can be this one. So there's your answer. Just like that, everybody. Okay. Now, if you were still having issues with this problem, guys, let me elaborate on some of this for you, okay? When we're multiplying two binomials together, okay, typically we use the FOIL method, but in this case, because they are two special types of binomials, we don't have to. But if you want to use the FOIL method, you can, guys, okay? Like I said, I'm going to show you some various ways of doing this problem. So if we were doing the FOIL method, let me clear this out, okay? For those of you who don't know, the acronym FOIL is basically used as a mnemonic device to help you multiply binomials together, okay? So, guys, let's look. We're going to multiply, the F stands for first. That means you're going to multiply the first two terms together. So that's going to produce the 9x squared. Then O stands for outer or outside terms. I like to use outside, guys. Outer, outside, same thing. So those are the two terms on the periphery of the parentheses, okay? So that would be the 3x times the positive 4y squared. Now we'll multiply 3x times 4y squared. That's going to leave you with 12xy squared. Yeah, I can hear you guys right now. Why is she doing all of that? I don't have to. I'm just showing you a different way of doing the same problem. Because on a test, people get very overwhelmed. Sometimes they just don't know what to do, but they remember FOIL. So you could still get the answer by just foiling this out. when I did the problem earlier, guys, I was just showing you a shortcut because they're conjugates. You multiply the first two, last two. But this is still another way to do it, okay? Now, I stands for inner terms, the ones right next to each other, or the inside terms, okay? I like to use inside, outside, okay? So inside two terms, those are the ones right next to each other. So we're going to multiply them together, and we're going to get a negative 12xy squared. And then L stands for last. Okay, so then we'd multiply the negative 4y squared times the positive 4y squared. So that produces a negative 16y to the fourth. Now be careful with that. If you're multiplying y squared times y squared, guys, just means you have 4 y's. You have 2 and then 2 more altogether. How many y's are there? There's 4 of them. Or you can keep the base, add the powers together. Okay? Yeah, I know that was a little side note. So now that you've multiplied, guys, all you have to do is combine the like terms. Now, in combining the like terms, what should you notice? This term right here is exactly the same thing as this one. They're opposites of each other. So they get canceled out. And that is why, oh my God, did I just put a plus here? Oh, I put a plus originally, but guys, look at that. I just noticed something there. I gotta fix that, Shazam. There is a minus in there, but for some reason, a plus appeared somewhere in there, okay? So guys, it's the same thing. There you go. 9x squared minus, oh, Shazam, I don't know what's happening here, okay? Oh, I didn't go back to my pen. Let me go back to my pen. Okay, there we go. There we go. I think it should work now. So you get your 9x squared minus 16y to the fourth. Now, because, guys, I am reviewing with you, I'm going to try and do one last problem, one last way of doing this problem, and that is the box method. Because we're multiplying a binomial, it's got 2 terms, by another binomial that's got 2 terms. You're going to create a little rectangle that has 4 smaller rectangles in it. We call it box, but I don't like that term because a box is a 3-dimensional object. But guys, you get my point. So you write one of the binomials up top. You write the other one along the side. And then, guys, fill in those smaller rectangles just like you did the multiplication chart. And yes, it works. So 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times negative 4y squared. So 3x times the negative 4y squared. That's going to give you negative 12xy squared. And let's do it again. 4y squared times 3x is going to give you positive 12xy squared. And then last but not least, 4y squared times negative 4y squared gives you a negative 16y to the fourth. And guys, once again, what do you notice? Right here across along the diagonal, these two right here, they're identical to each other and they're opposites, so we cancel them out. Yeah, so we're left with the first term, which is the 9x squared, and the last term, which is the negative 16y to the fourth. So I just showed you guys a whole bunch of different ways to do that one problem. And you could also, okay, worst case scenario, you start. I know it's time for me to stop this question. I'm going to end it. One last thing, guys. You could do 3x, take the 3x on the first parentheses, multiply it by 3x plus 4y squared. Oops. And then take the negative 4y squared and then multiply it by the second parentheses, guys. And then combine like